You are listening to Charlie's Truth audio blog, entry 17. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hello, friends. Hello, family. Welcome to another entry over here at Charlie's Truth audio blog. I missed you all so much. I pray that you all are well as you're listening to this audio. I pray that life is going exactly how you desire it to. I pray that life is spoiling you, loving all over you, and reminding you of the blessings all around you. I pray that your awareness is expanding. And I pray that you're finding joy in the moment. I'm sending you all a virtual hug and just wishing you well. If things are not going the way you desire them to go, I pray that you can just trust the moment. Trust that life is happening for you. Trust that this moment, this experience, this emotion, right? This phase of your life is exactly what you need to get what you are praying for. Trust the unfolding of life. I love you all, and I just wanted to send that energy out there. And with that, you beautiful, beautiful souls, okay, welcome back to Charlie's Truth audio blog. I am so excited to share today's entry with you. So this entry is going to be all about some updates on my journey, the progress I'm making with building the membership, and my decision to go on this 100-day challenge. Plus, we're also gonna dive into a topic I think that we all can relate to: procrastination. Yep. I said it. Procrastination. We're gonna talk about that a little later. So that's what you can expect in this episode, because episode entry, y'all get the vibes. Yeah, so that's what you can expect in this entry. I do have a outline for it, so that should help us out a bit. So here we go, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to give you all an update on the membership. Okay, my baby. That is my baby, okay? So it's been such an exciting and transformative process, and the vision I have for this community is really coming together, and I'm so excited for it. I've been working hard to create space where we can connect, share insights and support each other on our journeys to self, right? There have been challenges along the way as I've developed this. I've tried different processes, I tried different platforms, and nothing really seemed to fit. And this season, as I'm building out the membership, everything is just flowing so well. And I finally feel like what I've been looking for, what I've been wanting in a community, what I've been wanting in my business finally feels so fucking clear. Like everything feels clear. The membership, why I want the membership, the energy of the membership, my role in the membership, my role as a guide and an energy channeler, my role as a human design teacher, like everything is so freaking clear. Who I want to work with, why I want to work with them, what it means to be recognized as a projector, what it means for an invitation as a projector. Like everything feels so much more clearer. And I think a big part of that has just been, my awareness journey, my journey with the human design system, as well as me being so honest with myself about where it is, what I feel, where I am on my journey, what I feel, what I'm journeying through, what I'm afraid of, the programming I have been operating on, recognizing my blind spots, and allowing all of that to help me get more clarity and being patient in the process, in the journey, because there be moments where I think I have such clarity and I know who I am and I'm super confident. And then there were seasons where I I leveled up even more and I recognized oh shit, there's still more. There's still more residue. There's still more fear there, right? There's still more insecurity there. And recognizing that and then coming to peace with that, coming to peace with the idea that you may not feel comfortable in every moment. And even that's human and that's okay. And so it's just been so much happening as I'm building the membership, recognizing about myself, recognizing about the work I do, recognizing just how much I'm growing in this process, how much I'm expanding in my awareness, how much I'm embodying more of the truth of who I am, as much as I'm gaining more clarity about my role and what roles I want to take on. Like, building out this membership is also birthing myself in a way, you know? And it's just been such a beautiful and interesting process and journey. But there's so much clarity here. And so everything is just going so beautifully well with the building out the membership. I also started planning some workshops. I told myself, because I noticed like I kept like there's so many ideas I have, and sometimes when I'm thinking about everything I'm doing, I get overwhelmed. Like, it just feels overwhelming. And so sometimes I just have to like pause myself and be like, babe, like let's just zoom in on one thing, right? So maybe it's my offering for the projectors, right? Maybe it's my website, Light to Lead. Maybe it's the membership, you know, maybe it's Free Spirit Dispatch, which is a newsletter I run. So like maybe it could, right? Or it's the audio blog. So sometimes, like, when I think about all the things I'm working on, it can feel overwhelming. And so I know I've been wanting to do workshops, and I just am so over procrastinating, so over waiting, so over feeling like I got to do 1,800 things before I can do this thing I want to do. And um, I just feel like I really want to create workshops. And as I'm planning out the membership, you know, workshops are a part of it. You know, doing live workshops is a part of the features. And so I was finally just like, last night I was just like, yo, stop saying you're doing a workshop and set a date. Like, let's go. Let's go. Let's put it in the forefront of your mind. Stop saying you want to do it and just set a date, set the month, set something so you can start working towards it, and it can stop being a thing that you keep putting off, you know? And so as I'm thinking about this, right, I can feel the resistance in my body. And when I feel resistance, I know that that's something that I want to walk towards so I can clear up that energy, because that energy is stagnant. And so I want to clear it up. And a way to clear it up is to walk towards it, bring a light to it, deal with the discomfort so that that energy can lighten up and I can realize, right, the illusion of it can go away. Because it's just an illusion, right? Like, I'm just getting overwhelmed by the thought of it. And it's like, girl, just do the thing. You don't have to do all the things, but take the step. Take a step. Okay? And so I've been working on that. And as I recognize the discomfort, I'm like, this is exactly the way I want to go, right? Open up more space for more experiences. So there will be more details on that. However, I do know the first workshop I want to do is a human design workshop focused on auras. Like, I want to have something interactive, something fun, something lighthearted that really just like break down the basics of human design from the lens of talking about our auras. And I'm thinking like either the end of August or the first week of September, I'm going to do that. And then I'm bringing back a oldie and goodie where it was all about managing the ego. I used to do these in-person workshops about manage the ego. It was a 3-part workshop. And so I'm going to like revamp some stuff, update it, and I'm actually going to host it as a workshop. It's really giving back to basics. Like, honestly, like as I was thinking about stuff, I was like, all of this is giving me back to basics. And so I'm super stoked about like what I'm working on, what I'm building. Plans are being made, baby. Okay. And I'm just so proud of myself because I know I'm saying it and it's going to happen. Like, I'm going to set the dates and I'm going to start building out, you know, the outline and, you know, what the goal is for the workshop so that I can get it promoted and we can get that started because it is happening. I'm not going to put it off. So we're making moves and I'm just so excited to share that with you all. Like, it's happening. We're making moves. Things are happening. Things are moving along. Okay. And I'm just like, I'm excited to share what I've learned on this journey and what I've experienced. That's what I tend to talk about. That's what I tend to share because like I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of self-studying. I take courses. And then I go out into the world and I experiment. I pay attention. I use what I'm learning to practice awareness, right? What I learned, am I noticing it in my everyday life? And I take that all in as intel, as information, and it really helps me understand the world and myself a lot better. And so, like, that's the kind of stuff that I teach too. And so I'm so excited to get some classes going, get some momentum going with that, and just keep showing up, keep sharing, building community, letting us learn together, letting us learn from one another, letting us, share how unapologetic we are about this journey, the things that we're journeying through. Like, I am so ready for this membership. I'm so ready for the community that's going to be built. Like, I have faith in this. As long as I stay consistent, it is going down. This is the vision I've always had and always wanted. This is what I'm meant to build. I don't even know what it's going to fully look like, but I know this is what I'm meant to do. I've known this for years and it's happening because there's straight clarity. Okay, so next I want to talk about my journey back to social media. Okay, so it's been quite a ride, right? Just trying to figure out what this looks like, why I want to go back, what I'm going to do when I'm back on social media. And initially, right, I had this idea that my feed needed to look a certain way before I could return. And that mindset turned out to be a bit of a limiting focus. And it also was procrastination, right? Because here I was feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to plan, I got to set up, I got to have this idea of like what I want this membership to look like. What I want this Instagram feed to look like. And then I got to find the time to actually create the content. Right. And I don't want to just be posting something random. Like, I really want to take the time to create it. And so, being that I got so much already on my plate, the idea of planning and figuring out my feed was not the top of my list. And it also just felt overwhelming because I already had so many other things that I felt like was more important. All right. And so I was talking to my friend yesterday and I was just telling her that or whatever. And she was like, you might be giving yourself an out. I'm like, I don't think so. Because yeah, like I know if I go on I know if I go on Instagram and I know I'm not gonna stay consistent because I want time to truly curate something. Like, I want time to be intentional about posting. And what it was feeling like was that I was going to be rushing to do it just to say I'm getting it done. And so as me and my friend was talking, I was telling her, I was like, I don't mind being on my stories though. Like, my feed is a no because I feel like that needs to be, you got to be super intentional about what you post there because it's going to stay there. At least that's my thought process. Like, I just don't want to just be throwing out random shit. But in my stories, like, I don't mind. It doesn't stay up there or I can save it. But, like, so as me and her talking, it, like, hit me, like, okay, wait. Because I think she brought up the stories. And then I was like, oh, I don't have issues on my stories. And I was explaining to her, like, the reason why I don't think I'm procrastinating is because, like, there's a specific things I want to do, right? And it's like, until I can get it to look that way, until I can create the foundation, I don't want to do it because I know I'm not going to be consistent. Like, I won't have a system that I can, build on. So long story short, we got to a place where I was telling her, like, I'm more than happy to do stories. And it hit me that all the time I'm so focused on the feed, like, I can just start in my stories. Though I want my feeds to look a certain way, I'm cool with sharing on my stories. So instead of putting off my return to Instagram, I've decided to just dive in. I'll start with sharing in my stories daily insights, behind the scenes snippets, and personal reflections. It's a more spontaneous and authentic way to connect. And that kind of ties into, like, beautifully with the audio blog, right? Like, we're all about just being just unapologetically us, right? We're all about letting things be what they may, letting them just fall out, let it be in spontaneous, letting it be a true reflection of my excitement and inspiration in that moment, as opposed to, like, feeling like I gotta be performative on social. And right, I say this on anytime I talk about, like, these shoulds and woulds and coulds and all these platforms. Clearly I have conditioning around this where I feel like we're conditioned to believe it has to look a certain way. I am conditioned to believe it needs to look a certain way. And because I like things to look a certain way, I also want to create that vibe. And so, listen, I'm allowing myself to be where I am. I do want my feed to look a certain way. I've had feeds that were not, where I was just throwing stuff up there and it eventually made me overwhelmed and I didn't like it. So I'm not going to do that to myself. Like, I want things to look clean. I want it to be intentional. And so I'm going to give myself the time to build out the feed while we hang out in the stories. We hang out in the stories, period. And so now, with that being said, right, like, on to the big news. So I am doing this 100 days of connection challenge, okay? 100-day challenge, people, right? So we already know I was doing a 30-day challenge with the audio blog. That one didn't go, but that's okay because I've had other challenges that I did extremely well in. And so we're going into another one, the 100 days of connection challenge. So this challenge is all about re-engaging on Instagram and building consistency. So, like, over the next 100 days, I'll be sharing daily updates on Instagram story on my Light to Lead page. And I want to invite you all to, like, join me on this journey. So whether it's a moment of inspiration, a behind the scenes look, or like a personal reflection, I want to connect with you all in a more like meaningful way. So if you down, we should do this together, okay? And just see how our connection grows. So y'all come through. Follow me at Light to Lead on Instagram and let's connect in the stories. And maybe during that 100 days, I'll start working on the feed. We don't know. But the thing is, we're going to be there. And so, yes, we are doing 100 days of connection challenge. And it's going to start no later than Monday. So right now, today is Thursday. It's going to start no later than Monday. I started this last night. I made a tracker for it that I put on my refrigerator thanks to my friends. Shout out to the Libra Leo connections. Okay, the sun babies. Okay, shout out to us. But yeah, your girl is stoked. And so with that being said, so that's the update. I'll let y'all know once I officially start the 100 days of connection challenge, just like how it's going, what's up, how I'm feeling, and all the things. I think I don't know if I told y'all, but I randomly started posting on TikTok. So I had this vision of myself on TikTok, and apparently I feel like that's where I need to be too. Now, I feel like I got a lot going on, right? I'm building a lot of foundational stuff because I have the membership. I'm also working on something for the projectors, right? And now I have these workshops I want to work on. So I got things to do, okay? And so, adding Instagram and stuff into that too, especially because I haven't been on in so long, or even TikTok, working to build a community and like to connect with people, and just, I'm not who I was. And so I feel like the energy I'm in now is my aura and my energy is very giving the truth of who I am. And so I feel like in this energy, I'm really going to attract my people. And so I really do want to show up when I know I can stick around. And I feel like that's what I'm working on, is building a lot of these foundational things and letting people know what I'm doing in a way that feels good and feels correct for me. And that's why I really want the membership up and ready. I want to get the offering out for the projectors because, like, I just think it's going to be such an amazing opportunity to build community and also to geek out about human design, which I love to do. And it allows people access to me one-on-one. So there's so many benefits in that for a projector, period. And also just for me, my business, and just like wanting to do more of what I love and connecting with people, learning about their stories, hearing about what they're learning, their aha moments. Like, that shit really feeds my soul. Like, it really lights me up. And so I want to be there for that. And so I want to get my stuff out there and available so that the people know. And so we can get this party started. And so with that being said, earlier I mentioned procrastination and me procrastinating to get on social, and my friend basically like, girl, I think you're giving yourself an out. So last year I feel like we started saying are you giving yourself an out? Because I noticed that about myself too. I was just like, yo, you give yourself outs. So lately I've been very mindful about being consistent, about doing stuff even when I don't feel like doing it, because I'm just like, girl, we not running off of no emotions no more. Like, you may not be feeling it, you may be feeling overwhelmed or whatever else, but if I even feel an inkling of enough energy to get something done, oh baby, we moving forward. And it's been working out for me, and I've been loving it. And with that being said, right, let's talk about procrastination. So I realized that my hesitation to record the content for my projector project, because the way my projector offering is set up is audio and copy, is audio and writing. And so I'm up to the part where I need to do the recording portion. And so your girl was procrastinating. I was hesitating to record. I was just like, always finding a reason, wanting to do everything but that. Okay. So what I do know about procrastination and what I do love about it is that when you're procrastinating, you know that you're likely, this is your way of emotionally coping, right? Because procrastination is often connected to like emotionally coping mechanism. And for me, it usually is about avoiding feelings like of overwhelm or the daunting nature of like certain tasks. And so instead of facing a task, like I will find myself doing something else or saying something else needs to be done or putting it off. And saying I'll get to it later, right? Like, oh, I'll do it after this and I'll do it after that, right? So I'm like putting this off and saying I'll get to it later. But recently I decided, like, no, no. And I got a vision of a very easeful way to go towards recording the copy for the offering, because I really was putting it off because it just felt like such a big project. Like when I was thinking about it, because it's broken up into days, but there's so much content in each day, or some of the days, not all the days. And so like when I think about a full day, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like no way, like that's so long. But then I got a vision of like how to break it up so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And now I feel so like like it's like I can breathe now. I'm not like I can breathe. That's how I feel. Um and so I also wanted to share with you all like some tips on how we can overcome procrastination, because when I broke it up into smaller chunks and I started getting a visual like of how I can record, how I can save it, how to make it the most easeful way to get it to the people, so much clarity came to me and so much ease came to me, and I wanted to do the thing. So how do we overcome procrastination, right? And so here are a few strategies that have helped me, right? And I already talked about one, which is like to break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Once I stopped looking at all the recording I had to do for a full day and was like, let's break it up into parts by the headings, it feels like such a smaller project. And like now I can record a section as opposed to feeling like I need to record the whole day. So just breaking it up into smaller, manageable steps. The other thing is like set realistic goals and deadlines. I know that I want to get this done by the middle of August. So it's like, all right, girl, how long is this actually going to take you to record? The issue is I haven't even gotten started, so I don't even know what the experience feels like. And so I've been putting on my to-do list for like the past week, do a test run, and I have yet to do this test run. But here I am feeling overwhelmed or feeling like dreading starting to record, but all it's doing is keeping it in the back of my mind, taking up energy, and I'm still not going towards it. And it's like, girl, no. So I'm happy clarity came to me and ideas came to me of how to break it down into tasks, into smaller, manageable steps. And now I feel like my goals is way more realistic. I'm actually going to take a full day and do some test runs and go from there with the new vision I have in my mind about how to tackle it. All right, so the other strategy I have is to practice self-compassion and be patient with yourself. Yo, our energy fluctuates, our mood fluctuates. I'm not saying allow your mood to dictate how you move, but do give yourself grace. Do be kind to yourself. If you need to slow down, slow down. Give yourself the space you need. You may think, oh, I'm tired. Check in with yourself. Are you actually tired, or are you avoiding things? And if you're avoiding things, what is the first step you can take towards it? What is the first step you can take? And I think a big part of that is just being honest with yourself. Start naming things. Stop hiding away from wanting to name things. You don't have to take anything you name or label as a judgment against yourself. It does not have to be anything you own. It could just be an experience you are having. That is it. Like, don't own any of this. Right? If I feel like I'm procrastinating, I'm not a procrastinator all of a sudden. No. I'm coping. That's what I'm having. That is the experience I'm having in this moment. Is this coping helping me? Probably not. So what is another way I can cope? And that's what And that's what, awareness allows you: new choices, new ways to deal with things, giving yourself what you need in that moment. Like, yes, I need some soothing, but my soothing doesn't have to be procrastinating. Maybe if I get up and write a to-do list, that will help me. Maybe if I wrote the to-do list and then broke it down into pieces, that will help ease the procrastination. I could move towards it. Right. And so, like, it's really about like that awareness, giving you new choices, looking at things from another lens, giving yourself what you actually do need, and not necessarily giving it to yourself in the way you always have. But instead of going in procrastination mode, which is old to you, you can now be aware in the moment and be like, hey, I'm feeling overwhelmed. What is making me feel overwhelmed? Oh, I feel like this is a big project. All right, let's actually sit down and break the project. Let's look at the project, and then let's break the project up. Then let's decide what we need to do first. Okay, can we take that step now? Boom. And that's just like being kind with yourself, working with yourself, being easeful with yourself, being patient with yourself. So the other strategy I have is remember why the task is important and how it aligns with your larger goals. So that's the thing with me, right? When it came to the offering for projectors, is like, I know I want to get this done. I know I want to get this done. I feel like I need to get this done. Like, this is an important thing. And it goes to my bigger picture because it allows me a way to support projectors, and it's readily available to them. I don't have to do anything else but respond to their messages. So it's like really big and really important for so many of my other goals. And so I want to do something in a way that feels aligned for me. And as much as I was like, oh, maybe I won't do the recording and I'll just give it to them like that and I'll do the recording later. But I'm like, that's not what I want to offer. I want to give an experience that really is reflective of me. And so part of that is the recording. And so, it's like really having these honest conversations with yourself, remembering why you want to do things, giving yourself back excited, telling yourself there is a way. I see it. I know that this is possible. Clearly, we have this idea because we can handle it. What do we need to do in order to handle it? Maybe it won't go as quick as we wanted it to. But honestly, I was feeling like I was the reason why the recording was going to take longer than it needed to. Because I did make a calendar for the recording and ChatGPT helped me. And it was like this 15-day process, right? Like the way it was broken up. But something kept telling me like, it doesn't have to take that long. It doesn't have to take that long. And I feel like now with the idea I have of how I'm going to set up the recording, it's not going to take that long. By the way, part of that 100 days of connection challenge of me going in my stories is I'm going to be showing y'all behind the scenes of me like working with, on the stories, it'll be like, you'll see recordings of me recording the audio podcast, the audio blog, because I'm going to start setting up my camera sometime so we can do some behind the scenes for that. You're also going to see me recording for the invitation because I'm going to be doing recordings, and so I'll be doing behind the scenes of that as well, and even like making my vision board, which I'm going to do starting tomorrow. So there's so many things I want to show y'all that, it's the reason why I wanted to vlog, but I decided to audio blog instead. So now Light to Lead Instagram page will also be part of this journey of kind of like a vlog but audio because we're going to put the visuals over there. Just wanted to throw that out. So those are the few strategies we have. We have 4 of them, right? Break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Set realistic goals and deadlines. Practice self-compassion and be patient with yourself. Remember why the task is important and how it aligns with your larger goal. Because us recognizing and addressing procrastination can help us move forward with greater ease and clarity. We can do seemingly hard things. We just have to get out of our own way. I was over here avoiding recording the content, and I have no idea what it's going to entail because I haven't even started. I'm just avoiding it because it seems big. It seems like a lot. But when I think about it in like the smaller digestible pieces, I'm like, girl, that's easy. That's light work. You can get through that fast. Maybe all it does take is a day, which I'm super excited to see. Because I wasn't sure. The only thing that I wasn't sure about is like when you're talking, I do feel like it requires way more energy than writing. And so that's my only concern is like, because it's talking, I probably won't be able to do as much as I would had it been writing. But I don't know because I have not tried. I'm just assuming. And instead of assuming, I can just get to work. I can get to work and do the thing and find out in real time what the actual experience is. Tripping. Actually, after this recording, I'm gonna edit this and put it up. But I also was thinking about I can do a test run today. But then my other thought is like tomorrow morning do it and just do it all day. But like I said a second ago, I plan on working on my vision board and it's a new moon tomorrow. So your girl got things to do. But we don't know. We don't want to keep putting it off either. So with that, the other thing I want to say is like when it comes to procrastinating is that, you know, we do this, we can make things that may seem like a lot of work or seem hard more simpler by starting, more simpler, more easeful by showing up, right? And we do this by bringing awareness to our behavior. If you know you got something to do but you laying on a couch scrolling on social, bring awareness to that behavior. And then be honest with yourself. Are you procrastinating? Why are you procrastinating? What are you feeling? When you think about the thing that you planned on doing, what are your feelings? What is coming up for you? And then you want to name it so you can address it. And then once you name it and realize like, oh, this is actually what's happening right now, you can decide how you want to address it so you can move forward. You can decide. And so this entry is also a reminder that like we are all having a human experience, and there's sometimes where things just seem overwhelming, and we all have different levels and different capacities, right? And so what may overwhelm you might not overwhelm the next person. So the thing is, right, there is no comparison. What one person can get done in an hour and what you can get done in an hour may be seemingly different, and that is okay. So this is about you figuring out what your needs are, how you work. How do you know when you're procrastinating? How do you know when you're avoiding work? Get to know yourself so that you know the signs, so that when they do show up, you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to keep moving forward. You know how to keep going towards your goal and not getting caught up in depressive like symptoms, not getting caught up in procrastination, not getting caught up in fear. Okay? Name it, decide how you want to move, decide what your needs are, and then move forward. I hope this resonates with some of you who might be struggling with similar issues. Remember, it's okay to feel overwhelmed, and it's okay to take things one step at a time. I'm here with you on this journey, and I'm excited to see where the 100 Days of Connection Challenge takes us. Y'all, if y'all gonna join along, please hashtag, okay, 100 Days of Connection. Hashtag 100 Days of Connection, because that's what I'll be hashtagging. I'm also going to do a post letting you all know, like if you come to the page, letting you know what's going on about the 100 Days of Connection Challenge. And if you want to join, I'll have all the hashtags there too. Listen, I'm just going to have a good time with it. I'm going to have fun. I have a tracker. And I'm just going to commit. Like, I promise myself that this year will be different from the years before. My dedication to Light to Lead, my dedication to my business, my dedication to my purpose and doing it the way I desire, the way I see myself doing it, I'm committed to that. And so I'm doing whatever it takes, and I'm not letting up, period. Okay? So your girl's all in. She's trying different things, and she's having a good time. And if you down, let's go. So I thank you all for tuning in today and for your continued support and love. Be sure to follow the journey on my Instagram stories at Light to Lead and stay connected. Let's embrace this challenge together and create meaningful connections along the way. Whether you want to do 100 Days of Connection Challenge, whether you want to do 100 days of blogging, whether you want to do 100 days of audio blogging, whether you want to do 100 days of 10,000 steps, because that's what my homegirl doing. Whatever it is you want to commit to, you can do a 100 days challenge too. Mine's 100 days of connection. What will yours be? Okay? What will yours be if you down? Okay? So and you can start this anytime. Whenever you hear this audio, you can start it. Don't feel like you got to start when we started. Because I might be doing 100 days of something else or 30 days of something else. Because I love a challenge. And I feel like challenges really do help me stay consistent. I pray I never get bored of them. I pray that I always be this excited about every challenge. So I wish you all well too. With that being said, until next time, take care and stay true to yourself. I love us so deep. You have been listening to Charlie's Truth audio blog, entry 17. Besos.